What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, the sun is out. It's a beautiful day. Finally stopped raining, which is great. Apart from it being super chilly, but that's okay. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today was just like about crypto. I actually want to see how many of you are involved in cryptocurrency. Now, it's funny because it's been around for a while, yet so many people still just don't understand what it's all about. And you know, I speak to people all the time, and they just think it's Bitcoin, right? They don't actually understand that it's so much more than Bitcoin. Now, I don't own any Bitcoin, and none of this is financial advice. You know, this is for entertainment purposes only. If you want to think about investing and stuff, you should really do your own research. Okay. Now you get people like this who are asleep at the wheel right there. Yeah. So I don't own any Bitcoin. I don't believe in it. You know, the crypto that I am involved in has real utility. Okay, it's actually changing a specific sector, like the financial sector. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, like I read a book ages ago, and in that book was pretty much saying disruptive technology, right, has the potential as an investor to make you a lot of money, and at the same time, you know, change the world for the better, right? Like like Uber. Okay, disrupted the taxi service, Menulog or Deliveroo, those apps that you can just buy food straight from the restaurant. They come and bring it to your house, pretty much. You know, all these technologies that we don't necessarily know how they work in the back end, but you know, they've disrupted the way in which we live. And you know, those sort of investments are going to make us a ton of money, okay, or have the potential to anyway. So that's just how I looked at cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency was, like, in my eyes, the first thing I was just like, this is a no-brainer, right? Like, the first crypto I probably was ever really all in on was XRP. The company Ripple have a cryptocurrency called XRP. They're trying to change the game in the financial sector, right? And we all know how shit banks are, how, you know, terrible all of these you know, how all these banks are when it comes to, you know, moving our money across across countries, and you know, with remittances, whereas like remittances, you know, for those of you who don't know, it's people who are living in other countries have to send money back to their family, and you know, it's like a huge, you know, fee. Like if you want to send $100, right, and it's a $20 fee or something to send $100 overseas back to your family, like, come on, old technology, and it's robbing you, right? All these banks are trying, you know, stealing from you, etc., etc. So pretty much I saw, you know, this as a massive disruptive technology to the financial financial sector, and I was like, all right, sweet, I'll look into it more. And yeah, I, you know, have skin in the game now. So, but to me, that's like, as an everyday person like me and you, that's just not like where it stops. You know, that's not where it's going to, you know, stop you know, making us like money. But that's sort of like, as far as I guess people's people who I speak to, as far as their knowledge base goes, sort of thing, you know. Whereas, all right, it's a company, yeah, cool, they do that. and that's all there is. But crypto, there's so much more to it than that. And one way that I want to share with you guys who are just getting into it, and you might not know, that it's actually to make money passively. There's a ton more options. Okay, so we got staking, right? And I think this is the best way to just earn money long term passively without doing anything, right? It's just a set it and forget it sort of thing. And if you have money just sitting in your bank not doing anything, as well, APY, per annum, what are the banks paying you? Zero. I'm sorry, they're just paying you nothing. So that's the thing with having it in the bank, is just, if you're saving money, you need to do something way more than save money, because it's we just need to do more these days than having our money sitting in a bank. Okay, I'm sorry to say it, but if your money is just sitting in the bank, it's losing its purchasing power. So if you don't know what purchasing power is, or if you've never heard of it, look at that, look how beautiful that is. Absolutely amazing. So purchasing power is, let's just say you have 10 grand in an account. Okay, now thanks to inflation, year after year, even though you have, you're looking at the bank and it says you have 10 grand in there, but that year after year, that's not the same 10 grand that you started with. Okay, that 10 grand is going to buy you less and less over the years thanks to inflation, right? Now, do we really do we want that? It's like a silent killer that no one really acknowledges until it's economically too bad, but we should be thinking about these things when the economy is good and prepare us for these shitty days. So get your money off a bank, just invest it, a little bit of it, in something. Okay, it doesn't have to be crypto, it can be gold, or it could be artwork. A lot of you probably don't know that in the olden days they used to put a lot of their wealth in artwork because it was easily transported, during, let's just say, the Napoleon War and stuff like that, bringing gold across the country or wherever, it's unrealistic and heavy, right? So they would buy the all the artwork, put the money and the value in that, wrap it up, put it in their backpack, and gallop away on the horses. So there's companies as well, that do the artwork, that's Masterworks, and there's also a company called Glint that actually do this, almost the same thing, modern day version of holding gold. So it's unlocked, I guess, the full potential of gold. So holding your money in gold, it's really good. It doesn't really fluctuate too much, but having this ability now, which the company has created thanks to blockchain technology, which is what cryptocurrency is based upon, is they've unlocked the feature to be able to spend your gold at the shops, right, to buy groceries and whatever you need to pay bills with gold. They've opened up that world to gold now, which is the transportability part of owning gold, right? No one wants to walk around with 20 ounces of gold, and so this company, they have created a debit card sort of thing, and you can just buy whatever groceries and everything you want in gold, and it holds the value of your money over time, which is fantastic, right? Now, no bank or anyone's going to tell you about this sort of stuff, but even that artwork website, Masterworks, they're based upon, you know, blockchain technology as well, I'm pretty sure. So this is how blockchain and cryptocurrency is actually disrupting the world that we live in now, and opening up things that we might not have ever been able to get into, and finally giving us access as the everyday person to these things, right? Like artwork. Like in a million years, I would never be able to buy a Banksy and like a Van Gogh and, you know, stuff like, you know, artwork pieces like that, because they're millions and millions of dollars. But that company purchases, you know, they've had a few Banksies on there. I haven't, you know, purchased any, you know, myself at the time, but you can buy like $500 or $750 minimum Australian, right? That's a minimum. I think you can invest in that artwork, and you can earn $750 worth of a Banksy. Like, it's amazing. Come on, mates. Running. Come on. See, that's why on a motorbike as well, I just got to pay a lot of attention, right? Almost got collected. But I saw him for a while back, so I had a lot of time to gauge the distance, so to speak. Yeah, so like, you know, when it comes to crypto, like, come on, like, it's a no-brainer for me, and it's something that I wanted to kind of like share with you guys, and show you the ability that, you know, staking has when it comes to earning crypto. Like, the one I'm going to show you guys is actually with the Casper network, and the Casper network is just enterprise solution, right? So the software itself, you know, we aren't really going to be using it, you and me, but we can capitalize off the solution that they're providing to enterprise and, you know, big companies. So the fantastic thing with Casper is they have such a great, I guess, infrastructure when it comes to staking, right? And a really good way that, you know, you're always sort of in control of the crypto that you have with Casper, so that, you know, if the company goes away or, you know, that sort of stuff, then you can just keep your money on there, and yeah, you don't have to worry about them stealing it, or, you know, if the company goes bankrupt, yeah, like you can still get your money off it. That's the main thing, what I'm trying to say. You can always get your money off there, and that's very important when it comes to staking. You don't want to just put your crypto on a website that locks it up. The big red flag, okay? Don't ever do that. Good way to lose your crypto, and I've been in it for years, so I have lost my money some of my money when it comes to staking with the wrong companies and stuff like that. So, you know, I definitely know what I'm talking about when it comes to finding the right way to stake. Okay, you always want to be in control of it. So also, just how beautiful is this? This is my favorite part of driving to Queenscliff, like, and this is why I always love riding a motorbike. Like, look how beautiful this is. Look at this. How does this not make you smile? Especially on a motorbike, you know, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Nice sunny day, and like absolutely stunning. So the thing with Casper is, on their website, you know what, I'm actually going to show you at the end of the video. I'm going to switch to my computer, and I'm going to show you like what it's done for me, okay, and that it actually works, okay. So that cryptocurrency is probably one of the best when it comes to staking, and I think per annum, yeah, you're making around 11%, okay, around 10%, 11% a year on your money, right? So you can imagine if you have 100 grand, right? You're making 11% on that a year. Come on now, you know. Now, the reason why I've invested in the early years of crypto, it's for the simple fact that if you can get in at the ground level or accumulate as much crypto as you can, as cheap as it is, in the long run, you're going to have these outcomes that are so much better than anyone else who invests in crypto when before it's like, let's just say it's worth like $10. It's like, well, you invested in it when it was worth 10 cents. So who's going to be better off then? Slow down here. So yeah, you can just so you can just see how just like crypto can just like change our lives as the everyday sort of person. Okay, like it doesn't have to be a lot. I've invested in Casper, I think around $1,000. So at the moment, you'll see when I switch to the computer, it's only going to be like 30 cents a day that I make on my crypto, which is more than the banks. Like, it's unbelievable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to that at the end, or towards the end of the video, if you want to skip and watch that. But yeah, like this is Queenscliff. So pretty sure this used to be like one of these army barracks. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. Yeah, very interesting. So out this way is where the ferry is, which I'll take generally to the other side of Melbourne or whatever. See all my other mates. Yeah, but I can't ever live in the suburbs again, really. Like, look how peaceful it is out here, how beautiful it is, hardly any traffic, which is always a bonus, and it's just where you'd rather be. I remember being in the suburbs, and you want to go for a walk or something, and it's just you're literally walking by other houses, and all you're seeing is house. Like, how are you actually de-stressing? How are you getting back involved in nature? So yeah, it's just it's where you would rather be. You could do some fishing, or maybe I'll show you that. Show you where we sometimes go and fish. But yeah, so much fun being on a motorbike, especially when it's sunny and beautiful like this. In the morning, I was actually, dreading making a video because I was like, oh man, it's raining. So yeah, this is sometimes where we go and fish. Obviously, you're not going to catch the best fish here, but hey, it's something to do for the day, right? Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. I think this is where I actually caught my first fish. Funny enough, it's probably the only fish I've ever caught. I'm probably the worst when it comes to fishing. My other mate, he's a fishing connoisseur, that guy. Way better fisher than I ever will be. Ooh. But yeah, if you guys are like on the edge as well, they're buying a motorbike, hey, buy the Bullet and buy it. It's so much fun. I can't explain as well, like, the confidence that comes with being able to actually ride a motorbike. Not many people will ride a motorbike full time and do any of that. I've spoken to a few people, and I've seen a few people that they've been like, oh yeah, I want to get my motorbike license. They get their learners, and then they just, like, it's too scary for them, right? And they can't handle sort of the mistakes that other drivers are making. Now, yes, other drivers can, like you saw before, just go out right in front of you. But, it's your job as a motorcyclist to make yourself visible, by, doing this stuff, going side to side, just not being an idiot on the road, but just putting yourself in positions that is just more visible, for the cars, and getting the skills to be able to safely maneuver around everyone and just being a boss, But I'm not sure if I actually said in my previous video, I had so much anxiety when I first started riding motorbikes that I gradually increased my bubble, so to speak, when it came to riding motorbikes. So I pretty much said that I was most afraid of stalling, okay? So I was most afraid of stalling, and I just rode around the block, and my goal was just not stall it, right? I just ride around, don't stall it, and then when I had mastered that, and mastered going up the gears, I actually increased the distance of where I was riding, and I gradually did that. I'm like, alright, well, I can drive that far now. I'll increase the distance, and then slowly over time, you just gain confidence that way. So that was my game plan, but I'd always, at the start, of having my learner license, I was like, oh man, I'll ride later, because I just had so much anxiety around hopping on the road, because it was more of the fact that I just didn't really want to stall in front of a car, or just behind a car and just look like an idiot. But we'll start somewhere, and it's gonna happen. So you're gonna make mistakes, and hey, I can safely say now that I'm thankful that I didn't let that get the best of me, okay? Because I wouldn't be having this much fun. But yeah, and the good thing about living out this way, there's a lot of like windy roads. So much fun. I couldn't ask for a better motorbike as well. So I watched a lot of reviews when it came to before purchasing this motorbike, and it was just the funnest little thing. Like after purchasing it, I was like, yeah, I made the right decision. This is the best bike that I as a learner that I could have gotten. Now obviously it's a little bit it's cheap, but it's also like expensive when it comes to your first ever bike. I think this was around $5,500, $6,000 or something I paid, roughly, give or take. However, I just wanted for my first ever bike, I wanted to purchase something that I knew hadn't been dropped, and was in good working order and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, what I think is a little bit of overkill though is they've the full color LED screen. I don't know, I just I just didn't think they really needed to make a screen that big and whatever in full color. But it is what it is. Hopefully we get some runway here soon, bit of traffic. But yeah, like, absolutely fantastic day. Oh, could not ask for a better day. So yeah, I just wanted to see how many of you actually have crypto, how many of you guys are invested in it, and like, what do you think about it? Do you think it's going to revolutionize like the way we go about, you know, most things in our life, you know, when it comes to things like payments and you know, all of those sort of things? Yeah. Also, in the description, I don't know if I've told you guys, but in the description I have a link to buy me a coffee. Okay, this helps me as a creator to be able to keep providing the highest quality of content for you guys. So you can just click on that link and buy me a coffee. There's also options on there for like membership. You get behind the scenes sort of stuff. But all of the money that I'm going to get from that particular link, I am going to invest it in better camera gear, better software gear. Obviously starting from scratch. So there's a lot of potential to just increase the quality. But yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet and liked the video, do so now. It'll really help me out. So I'm going to include at the end of this video, I'm going to include this how I am staking my crypto at the moment, and hopefully that can open your eyes up to some of the potential that cryptocurrencies is providing us in the world, and it might help you make a little bit of money in the long run. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Promise, we're here at the computer. Now I'm going to show you how to, I guess, maximize your potential in making money with crypto, okay? You're making money on the front of just buying the token itself and waiting for it to appreciate and go up, but you can also make money through staking, and this is a powerful way that I think a lot of people who don't know much about crypto, they just don't know that this sort of exists. They just think of Bitcoin and they just think that that's all there is, okay? But there's so many different avenues to maximize the potential in making money like an everyday sort of person. Like, these are the things you have to do just to improve the quality of your life. And I thought I'd share this with you guys and just show you like what it's doing for me, okay? So if you don't have an exchange yet, this is sort of where you go to buy Casper itself. Now I'm not going to show you how to make an account and buy it, but pretty much CoinSpot is one that I use, and SwiftFX. SwiftX is one that I use as well. So these are both Australian ones. And that's where I actually go to buy my crypto. So if I just go to buy and sell, I can actually look up the crypto that I need. So this one has Casper, okay? They have it listed and it's only 7 cents, right? This is in Australian dollars. So you can buy a whole lot just for 7 cents, okay? So after, you bought some, or you want to look at it more, it's got a description here about what the company actually does, and you guys can research as much as you'd like. I like this one. It's for enterprise use, and I think the utility, it's going to serve a lot of companies really, really well with its software. But as the normal everyday person, this is a way that we can make money without using their software, so to speak, in our companies, because none of us are really CEOs here. So We've bought our Casper, okay? Let's just say we got 100 grand of it. So we bought 100 grand of Casper, okay? Just for math purposes, this is going to work out a lot better. I also sign my transactions with like the Ledger Nano S, which pretty much is just a way to ensure that any transaction that happens on the blockchain, it needs my seal of approval, so to speak. And it keeps my crypto safe in cold storage off the exchanges, so that if an exchange went bankrupt, I still hold my money. So if we go cspr.live, it will bring us to this website, which is Casper's website that they have. Now, it can look a bit geeky, a bit nerdy, a bit dry. I only pay attention to this number here and the price of Casper. So 11% annual percentage yield, right? This is how much you're going to make if you stake your crypto here. 11% for the year. So if you're making 100 grand in staking rewards, you could potentially be earning up to like $11,000, right? And that's absolutely insane. So if I go to my account here, like this is just how much I've got staked on the platform here. I've just got like over $1,000. I've got 17,000 Casper, and it's under $1, right? It's 7 cents. So if Casper went to $1, I would have 17 grand, right? And then I'll be making 11% off the 17 grand passively. 11% per year, that is. So if it went to 17 grand for every like $1 of Casper, it's not going to take long for me to make 100 grand in Casper, right? And then this is the staking rewards, right? Just to show you guys that it's real, okay? If I go to show 100 here, about 10 times a day, 7 times a day, 8 times a day, sometimes it varies. That's how many times, it's making a transaction for me. As you can see at the moment, that's the amount of Casper I am making just for having my crypto on here. And I'm making 3 cents every time that, it goes through, right? So it's about 7 times a day. At the moment, I'm making about 30 cents, 30 cents a day, which is not bad at all. Better than a bank, let me tell you that. And they've put a thing up here. It's called an activity export. They put this on here so that when it comes to tax time, you can easily make a report and pay your tax that you need to pay. So a lot of people believe that, you will still need to pay full tax when it comes. You won't have to pay tax when it comes to crypto. Well, guess what? You're going to have to pay tax no matter what. Anything you make money on, the government wants a piece. Okay, there's no way to get around that. So make sure that you're always paying your tax with crypto. I know a lot of people who have not, but it'll probably bite them in the butt in the long run. So that's all I really wanted to show you guys, like sort of the potential, like how I'm using crypto and how it's helping, the little guy sort of, move into, a space of, being able to make more money and actually be a little bit freer, in the long run, at least. So yeah, I thought I'd show you like that and how it's just making me, money passively. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, guys.